Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dave Herndon.
I'm David Komer.
And we're bringing you yet again another highly anticipated comic review. This is one of the more anticipated books that's come out recently. The Doctor Who Star Trek The Next Generation crossover.
By IDW.
It was so hard to get a hold of that it actually took me 3 weeks and we had to get the 5th printing.
Yeah, it's been flying off the shelves. And Dave, to be quite honest, we know why, but we also don't know why, after seeing the book.
I know why, because there are a billion Star Trek fans out there.
And Doctor Who, the cult is strong and vociferous.
And people like me, who is a fan of both franchises, just can't wait to get a hold of this book. The first book was called Assimilation Squared, kind of fitting with the two.
Right.
But I gotta tell you, I was pretty disappointed with it. First of all, it's solid. It's 2 solid vignettes. Like, there's a great start to a Star Trek story, and there is a great start to a Doctor Who story. Unfortunately, both stories only have 1 panel that are crossovers. And I think that if we're setting up a crossover series, that we should have had a little bit more crossover in issue 1.
And I really thought... Excuse me, I really thought the Doctor Who section dominated the book. And that was just fine with me. I was more interested in the Doctor Who segment. But, yeah, it's a bit of a tease at the very end. You get a hint that they're going to come face to face. I guess the basis for the book is the Borg and...
Yeah, well, you have, and you see these... excuse me, when I said 1 panel, I meant about 1 page. But you have these 2 panels here that show the Borg from Star Trek and the Cybermen from Doctor Who teaming up. So, like, the Borg have assimilated the Cybermen, but then at the same time it seems as though the Cybermen mentality has somewhat taken over the Borg.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Borg aren't just out to assimilate, they're out to destroy humans.
Right.
Much like the Cybermen. But outside of that, you just have an okay but not a great Doctor Who story, or excuse me, Star Trek story. It's only about 6-7 pages though. And then you get into the Doctor Who story, which is great. It seemingly picks up right in the middle of an episode. We get to see, his current companion, Amy. It's the 11th Doctor, so it's set right here and right now. Amy's husband, Rory, who, if you follow Doctor Who, you know that he got stuck in Roman times, and he spent years as a Roman chariot driver, and yada yada. There's even a joke about, oh, hey, I haven't driven one of these chariots in like 2,000 years. It feels like a little bit of filler between an episode of Doctor Who, between a couple episodes of Doctor Who. And it's a great story. You're reading through it. You get through the end of the Roman chariot phase. They decide, bang, we're going to get in the police box, well, the TARDIS. And then they get in the TARDIS. They're flashing forward to the future, and you get this one splash page where they step into a diner, and you see Riker and Data
in 1950s LA.
So they're basically on the holodeck of the Enterprise. And then you have this cool splash page here about issue 2, where it's got a Cyberman Borg mishmash. But basically, there's only just those 2 pages of crossover, 3 total panels.
Did you feel that it seemed that most of the issue was a Doctor Who-ish comic?
Oh, definitely. Like I said, there's like 6 pages of Star Trek in the beginning, and then there's probably 25 or 30 pages of Doctor Who. It's definitely a Doctor Who comic, which I've not actually read a Doctor Who comic before, so it's kind of nice for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was disappointed with the amount of crossover, and if you're going to split it like that, it should have been more 50-50 on the story.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the art?
Well, the art was actually pretty good. I didn't know any of the writers or artists on this, so I was a little leery going in, but you look through it, and I love the vibrant colors. Yet they're not using the vibrant colors just to be like, hey, look, it's the future, and now the sky's different colors. But the vibrant colors really pop. And you get lots of big panels, which gives the artist room to like give you details, and you're not bogged down to, not every panel's the inside of a spaceship, and where you're seeing the same background with a different character or a character moving 6 inches. I really enjoyed the artwork, and especially in the Star Trek side. You get to the Doctor Who side, and it's a little bit more mundane after the chariot race anyway. But it's still really solid art. Looks almost like they did this as paintings instead of drawings.
I was going to say that whoever the inker was, it does look inked, inked as if they were paintings. It's to the point where it's almost distracting because some of the images are so lifelike looking of the actual actors that I don't know. At times, though, I got a little tired of it. I might have preferred a more traditional look. I know they're doing something special. I didn't quite admire the art as much as you, but I was really impressed with some of the facial characteristics and just how much. I mean, when you see Data, it looks like Data. I mean, when you see. But
then again, so does Rory.
Oh, true enough.
Rory looks like Data.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, not everyone's created equal in here, but. Again, I liked it. I didn't love it when it came to the art. Again, I'm more of a kind of a traditionalist in that respect. But it is a neat project, so I can understand.
But how could you not love panels like this, where it's just like a portrait of Matt Smith as the Doctor?
It's just so it's just a dead ringer. It's amazing the detail. So Dave, talking about grades. And also talking about looking ahead, what are your thoughts?
Well, overall, if I had to grade this book, I'd give it a B-. It's a decent start, but it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot, I wanted a lot, and it just didn't quite get there for me.
I'm not as big as a fan as you of both Enterprises. See what I did there? But I will give it, I'll probably go a little lower, I'll go C+. Like I said, I rather enjoyed the Doctor Who part of it. We'll have to see now they get together. Could be pretty neat. I think I did appreciate the splash page at the end. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I think there's a good basis for a story here.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to issue 2, which comes out this week. Hopefully we're able to find it. It's going to be a little rough to find it.
I guess in Europe these things have been flying like hotcakes. No surprise.
Hopefully, though, with that, well, especially not by using the Next Generation, you got Jean-Luc Picard right there on the cover, Patrick Stewart, Big Englishman,
right,
and then Doctor Who, of course.
Although Picard's on the cover, yet I don't think he was in the comic.
No, well, none of the Enterprise people were in the comic except for Riker and Data.
Right. So a little bit of a tease there, but well, how many is this?
It's going to be a limited run, but I'm not sure the exact number it's going to.
Okay.
I'll definitely look that up for our next review. But Assimilation Squared, the Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. If you can find issue 1, definitely worth picking up. But don't be expecting too much of a crossover just yet.
Yep, agreed.